Welcome to Undeterred, where in 5 minutes or less we discuss issues that affect women. Today I want to talk about appreciating the women who've had a positive impact on our lives. Well, one of the reasons I wrote my book Undeterred is to celebrate women and help us grow as individuals. I wrote it in memory of my mother and grandmother and the women of Leonard, Missouri, where I grew up, who helped me learn what it meant to be undeterred. I dedicated it to my Aunt Helen Barnes, who at that time was still alive when the book was published. Last week, I went to my aunt's funeral to celebrate her life, and it was a wonderful celebration. She had died at the age of 92. Her daughter Carrie, along with her three brothers, eulogized moments in their mother's life. As Carrie pointed out in so many ways, Aunt Helen was a trailblazer. She was born in 1927 and she grew up in a rural area. She was one of the few women, if not the only woman, who left the farming community at that time to go and attend the University of Missouri. At that time, it was remarkable for women to go to college. Upon graduation, Aunt Helen became a county extension agent in Kansas. Her gifts were leadership, hospitality, and grace towards others. Throughout her life, Aunt Helen used her gifts of leadership, even though a woman at that time wasn't expected to lead. When she became pregnant with her first child, she had to quit work. After all, it was not the decent thing to do for a woman to be pregnant and to work. After having 3 of her 4 children, she went back to work. Her old job had came open and she applied for it. In the interview, she was asked how she could do the work if she had 3 young children at home. Of course, at that time, no man would have ever been asked that question. Aunt Helen told them that if she could not do the work well, she would resign. Well, to their credit, they gave her the job. She did it well, plus raised 4 remarkable children. Aunt Helen never made a big deal out of things, but quietly asked questions and made suggestions as she determinedly pushed on. When one of her sons asked her what it was like when other people were critical of her working outside of the home, she basically said that she just let it roll off her back, and instead of worrying about their comments, she just moved forward. I learned a lot from Aunt Helen about being a woman. To stand strong, rooted in your beliefs. To not brag about your accomplishments and to speak softly but firmly. To practice grace when you're under fire. Now only if I could live up to her example. As I sat with the others celebrating her life, I was reminded once again that speaking with humility and soaking your words in grace is a powerful way to make a difference in this world. Thank you, Aunt Helen, for your example. Well, my challenge for you this week is simple. Tell a woman who's had a positive influence on your life how much you appreciate her and how she has made a difference to you. Until next week, be undeterred.